County Jail.
President Joe Biden gave his staff of the Union address last night. Biden opened his speech condemning the invasion of Ukraine. He urged lawmakers to unite over the issue before moving on to issues directly affecting the U.S., such as the pandemic and inflation.
The way to fight inflation is to drive down wages and make Americans poor. I think I have a better idea to fight inflation. Lower your costs, not your wages.
Inflation continues to raise gas prices and hurt Americans' pocketbooks. Here's Murrow News 8's Segun Bamidele with more on the story.
As inflation hits a 40-year high record in America, prices of food, household items, and especially gas has skyrocketed.
Yeah, I mean, this truck is not cheap to fill up. It costs over $100 now to fill up, which was, it was crazy if we ever got to 100. Now it's a pretty common thing, so it's changed how I drive this. Try to drive it a lot less. I try to walk more. I try to ride my street bike a lot more. It's just kind of changed how I do life, trying to drive less and spend less.
Here I am, filling up my gas tank, which used to cost me $20 in the past year, but now it costs me $50. Why? Speaking to Shane, the manager of 76 of Pullman, he tells me how inflation has affected gas prices.
We still feel the effects of inflation, and obviously when our prices from our distributors and suppliers go up, that gets reflected on our own prices going up, and so the retail price for product goes up, and then that gets passed on to the customer. So, along the whole supply chain, all the way from, our supplier and distributors, all the way down to the customer, it's pretty tough. But I would say our store and other similar convenience gas stations in town have been feeling pretty tough effects of inflation, especially when it comes to the fuel prices.
Although prices are still high, Shane gives us a glimmer of hope for the future.
In a couple, in a year's time or so, we might see that the price has at least stabilized more, and then once inflation and the economy is back to a more stable, state, then we might finally see gas prices going down.
With Murrow News 8, I am Bamidele Segun.